So, first three cards out here, we have the Knight of Cups for the recent past. We have the Two of Swords for the present energy. And then we have Justice, Libra energy for your near future, which is awesome. So, I did feel something about not being treated fairly or believing someone here believes they are not being treated fairly. So apparently justice will be served. There's going to be a balancing of the scales, right? With this Knight of Cups, it could be somebody rushing in or rushing out, or both. I feel kind of like towards each other, rushing towards each other. And apology is needed. Apology is happening. This is a very emotional situation. It could be a romantic situation, a work situation. You know, plug it in accordingly. But that's good. A bit of playing hard to get. It's like chasing after someone. Chasing after someone. A block has been lifted, which means there was a disconnect, not talking to each other, silent treatment even with this high priestess over here. And you have unblocked them and waiting for the phone call. You know how that goes, right? When at first something happens and you swear you're just never going to speak to that person ever, ever again. And then you block them. You wait a while. After a while, you unblock them to see if they're still going to try. And if they do try, you block them again, just to see if they're really serious, right? So playing hard to get. Somebody here is playing hard to get. And then you have the Two of Swords, which is that chick. Usually she has blindfolds on, but right now she has a hoodie covering her face. So basically, swords are about communication and about your thoughts. So there's thinking about communicating, of two minds about it, weighing out the pros and cons. Should I not? Should I give in? Should I continue to be quiet or give him that silent treatment? I feel like it could have been very cold at first, very mad, but as time went by, this cold heart has become warmer. Hardened, not so much anymore. A very obvious decision, something that needs to be done. It could be just, it's that elephant in the room, you know? This needs to be talked about. Avoiding it for whatever reason. For some of you, this person that wasn't in the vicinity. They could have moved. They could have blocked you, or you blocked them, so you couldn't really talk to them. But it was good, meaning if you would have talked to them in the beginning, the words that would have been said wouldn't have expressed what you really wanted to say, or they could have just got totally the wrong way. So there was a reason you were placed in this situation of, for some reason, not being able to talk to them, so you can collect your words better, or time going by so you're not as afraid even to say what you gotta say, or as mad. There's a lot of mixed emotions. Okay, that's what it is. It's like one day you're happy, one day you're sad, one day you're mad, you know, like happy when you do see that they call or they asked about you, sad if they didn't, upset because of the original situation. But whatever this is needs to be spoken about. You need to talk. You decide when the time is right, if that's an option. I think for some of you, this is a chance meeting where you might know the same people. It might be a family gathering, might be a work thing. Just for some reason, you and that person now are in the same room, and whatever needed to be spoken about could have been prolonged much longer, but because you're in the same room, can't avoid it. It needs to be talked about. You need to say it. Small percentage, this is actually in one of those situations where it's like a family reunion or a wedding, somewhere where you don't really even, a funeral, where you would rarely ever see these people, or you only see them on the holidays, but for some reason, and everything happens for a reason, you are placed, things have been working behind the scenes to get you right where you are. You're exactly where you need to be. They're exactly where they need to be, so that this can be talked about, so that you could either agree to stay together or there has to be some kind of compromise. And we have Justice, a Libra energy. Could be a legal situation where they prolong everything, where they postpone the dates. There's maneuvering, stalling tactics that are done to prolong this. Even feels like that eviction process, really trying to, milk it till the end, until you figure out what it is that you want to do, what you want to say. Legal. Not trying to pay you what they owe you. Again, okay. For some of you, this has to do with child support or some kind of support that is owed to you. And, like child support, the father tends to change jobs or doesn't give the right information or works under the table so they can't find them, right? And been searching. But you happen to, or you don't know where they live, or change the number blocked, right? So it's hard to give information about this person if you don't have it. But for some reason, all of a sudden, you're in the same place at this reunion, at this event, could even work with them, and again, you're placed, this chance meeting, obviously it's a chance meeting, wasn't expected, but now you get to find out everything they wanted, or you get to clear the air and proceed from there. Does that make sense? Everything happens for a reason. Almost gave up, apparently, huh? Almost gave up. Some of you could have given up. You gave up stressing about it, or just, figured that's just the way it's going to be. I'm just going to go on with my life. Then you're at a better place to work through it. It's brought to you. It's not forced. It's not forced. Okay. Very secretive here. For others of you, this is a lot of soul searching. Trying to look more into your ancestors or the occult, looking into what is spirituality and trying to decipher between what you believe and this new information that you could have been seeking, or again has come towards you, that is making you see things differently, where before you would totally just block that out, wouldn't even let them talk, or they wouldn't let you talk, or you just didn't because you don't want to force your opinions, your religion on them. But this event, this situation, apparently this is the main topic, so you can't avoid it. It needs to be talked about. This has to do with a mediator. A lot of information. Soul searching. Grounded. So the more you're grounded, the more grounded you remain during this transitional period, the more helpful you'll be, or they'll be. Now, let's see. Let's clarify. Shall we? Yes, we shall. What is this Knight of Cups about? This offer coming through. Trying to offer that cup of love. You have the King of Swords. Somebody wasn't telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Some of you, this is that professional, that lawyer, that judge, whoever we call professional nowadays. Something wasn't on the up and up, and they weren't telling the whole truth. You were getting kind of like half truth. So this is where this apology is needed or coming or required before anything else happens. You better say you're sorry. Acknowledge it. I'm not saying you, whoever somebody's saying is saying this to the other person. Before we go any further, you need to apologize for what you did, for why you ghosted me, for why we weren't talking, for whatever, for why that manipulative you came through, or them for you. Others of you, this is, again, it feels really cold where you could have cut someone off pretty prematurely, and that really hurt somebody's feelings. Before you get hurt, some kind of excuse like it's just not going to work, or it's not you, it's me. Even though the emotions, the connection, it was there, it was scary to proceed. It became too real, too quick. There was a reality check. Some of you had to check yourselves as to what's really happening here, who's lying to who, right? But I do feel that someone feels pretty bad about what was said, how it was said, or what wasn't said. So the energy that some of you have been dealing with is being very emotionally unavailable and detached. You're dealing with someone that's doing this to you, and that was pretty painful and hurtful. So much so that you just completely cut them off. Like, okay, you're gonna be like that, I'm just gonna block you then. I don't know you. Could be work related as well. I feel like it's a different circle of friends or co-workers. Like, you just did not appreciate what the heck they did. Somebody told on someone here. Forced to. Or they had no choice but to do so. Others, it wasn't intentional. It's just that's the way they are. They kind of give away too much information. They don't know how to keep it to themselves. You want to come out? All right, let's do this. Yeah, there's some closure needed. Clarifying the Two of Swords is the World in reverse. Could be dealing with a fixed sign, a Scorpio, a Taurus, a Leo, or an Aquarius. Or you're dealing with someone that's very fixed in their ways, very stubborn, not wanting to admit what they did wrong or admit anything. So, ultimatum, the question was asked, like, is this really over? No answer. Or an answer was said because they were scared. So when the World is in reverse, it's something that needed to be over. It's not over. So some unfinished business here. Closure. Tell me why. What happened? Why did you do what you did? Because there's a lot of assuming here. Well, if they didn't call, obviously they have someone else. Or work related, they didn't call, they chose someone else. Small percentage here though, there was something that couldn't be said at the time. like they made a promise. Others, it feels like, even though it didn't seem like it, by them staying away, it gave you the opportunity to see what it is, who it is that you really want. And then it would be your decision. Because it seems like there's a pattern here. A pattern. Tell me how this pattern is. Everybody got a different pattern going on. But that pattern can't continue on because you're just going in circles. How does that go? Expecting a different outcome? Doing the same thing over and over again? Expecting a different outcome? Okay. My Cancers. Apparently this is toxic. It's unhealthy. Feeling bound. Feeling controlled. It could have to do with a Capricorn. You could be dealing with a Capricorn. You could have this in your chart. It's upright though, so this is something unhealthy. Toxic even. Clarifying justice. Ooh, this is some karmic justice, it seems like. Karma being paid off. Somebody's really feeling what they did. Someone could be doing to them what they did to you, or the other way around. Someone could be doing to you what you did to them. So that was that reality check. That has to end. That needs to be spoken about. Can't just assume that we're fine because you let them back in, because you start talking to them again, or they start talking to you. Before we move on to this next cycle, this next phase in your life, their life, take care of this unfinished business. No more sweeping it under the rug. Might be harsh, might be cold, might not want to dredge up the past like they said, but this is something that is always thought about and even became a secret. So I do see in the future some secret being uncovered about some sneakiness, about some lying, about some cheating, about an addiction even. Others, I do feel even a possible, again, I do feel legal issues where you felt stuck, unable to do anything about it. That's just the way it is. Could have been falsely accused or falsely imprisoned. So there will be some justice there. Treated unfairly, wanted to give up. Time to take your power back. Don't be mad. You have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. When this Queen is in reverse though, my Cancers, this is somebody that is very petty, very jealous, quick to get mad, quick temper, does things out of spite. Just, if they're mad at you, they won't talk to you for the longest. If you're mad at them, you just won't talk to them. And this is like, oh, that's a pattern. Okay, here's a scenario. When there's arguments, there's fights, and you get to the point where you can't take it anymore, or you live with them, they live with you, you work with them, so you kind of have to talk about it and forgive. So someone here is always apologizing for what they said or what they did, right? And there's a chase, a playing hard to get type energy where you go through the motions. They go through the motions. Like, first we're not going to talk, or first I'm mad and then we're not going to talk. So it's a pattern, a continuous. It's like you already know exactly what's going to happen. You know how many days it's going to take before you can talk to them, or when they will call you, or when they need something. Continuous. And it's always expected. Like, I know after a week, you know, I can do whatever I want because they'll forgive me, or they feel that you'll forgive them because you always do. It's the same pattern. So that cycle needs to end because it's just confusing. It's even misleading. Okay, my Cancers. If you guys are still with me, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you want your own reading, my information is down below. I'm going to have you guys ask me a question and see if we can answer your question after you already heard what you heard, you've seen what you've seen. Let's see. What is your question? Do you have a question? Perfect timing. It's the perfect time. However this applies to you. Perfect time. Remember I told you this chance meeting? It couldn't happen before. It wasn't supposed to happen before. Or when it did happen, somebody got upset too quickly. You know, nothing was really solved. Nothing was solved. So when time passes, or when it's the time is right, now cooler minds prevail. Time has passed. It's easier to make decisions. And you could see, they could see that it wasn't such a big deal. Some of you don't even remember what the heck you were upset about. Let's see what the bookie book wants to say. Perfect timing. I mean, it's self-explanatory, but I will read it to you. This is the perfect timing for the situation you've asked about. Move forward with confidence. Don't delay or hesitate, because an energy gateway is presently open for you. Conditions are ripe. Even if you don't feel prepared, rest assured that you are. Nice. Let's see. I'm curious what's under here. Ooh. Abundance. It's a leveling up. The High Priestess is a 2, and you go up to that 3. So you're gaining this knowledge. Some of you are actually collecting information and been secret about it because there's some kind of creative endeavor you're trying to do, and you don't want others to know about it. It's a launch. I cannot speak because they might take your words. They might take your ideas. So before you launch this, you have to take care of the legal, the copyrights, the lawyer stuff, right? So you can create. Libra energy, motherly energy. Some of you, it might involve a pregnancy where you had to wait like 3 months before you told someone, right? Look at that. Double justice. All that was making you upset, it'll be solved. It's easy to get upset about it. They might have made you really mad. This information was just not making any sense. Why are you not talking to me? What are you doing? What, you know? But it's justified. There you go. There was a reason. Libra. Double justice. It feels karmic. Okay, my Cancers. There you go.